Okay, welcome back. ELKCENTRAL, Monday, September 8th. Edmonton Elks coming off a 31-19 win in the Labor Day rematch against the Calgary Stampeders. Eddie, Declan, Rick, and Pat here. And right off the top, we are joined by a very, very, very special guest. Maybe the most special guest we've had all season. Starting running back for the Edmonton Elks, Justin Rankin. Justin, how you doing, man? Appreciate you being with us.
I'm amazing, man. I'm amazing. Appreciate y'all for having me.
Man, so like that game, let's be real here. That's pretty awesome. Like 204 yards, 90-yard touch. Like that's pretty awesome. How does it feel?
Yeah, I mean, it felt good, like not only to get the win, but like you said, to have a good performance like that, it always feels good. I think when anybody plays good, they're always feeling good after the game. So, yeah, it definitely was a good one.
Let me just say this. I was watching from the upper deck, and first of all, great view from up there. That was my first time ever watching it. I ran those stairs a ton in my career, but I've never sat and watched. And I knew on that big 90-yarder, before you even got to about the 40, I stood up, put my fist in. I knew you were out. Did you know you were gone? Nobody was going to touch you or what?
Yeah, after I made, I think 25 miss, in the hole, I knew it was kind of over with after that. You had Benjamin Victor blocking 15, 20 yards down the field. You know what I mean? Like, I said it before, anytime you have a receiver blocking that far down the field, like good things happen. So, I knew that as long as he got that block and stayed on it, it was wraps after that.
That's relatable because the way you see receivers blocking is probably the way and feel about that. It's probably exactly how I feel about DBs coming down and tackling and supporting in the run game. Because when they do that, it just makes everybody's job easier and it opens things up for you to hit those explosive plays.
Justin, what do you kind of like?
I think it's like a confidence booster for the team. Like you said, like you got a corner coming to hit a running back. Like, I mean, that as a defense, like, that turns everybody up. Same thing with a receiver. You got a receiver pancaking somebody. Like, man, that turns the team up.
Do you kind of take like a Derrick Henry approach to it? Like when a corner's coming to tackle, you're like, what are we doing here? Like, you're not go do your fake blocking thing down the sideline. Like, you're not actually going to try this, are you? You take it as a sign of disrespect.
Kind of, but there are some corners that'll hit you. Like, 44 out there he was a pretty big corner. He hit me a couple times, and I let him know like you probably one of the best tackling corners that that I've seen. Like, he's not afraid to hit. So I mean, it just depends on who you're going against, who you're playing. But there's definitely certain people on film. Like, I know that they don't want to tackle me, because I'm watching them try to tackle other running backs. They don't want to tackle them.
You guys had such a short week of practice this week, obviously. And I talked to Cody about it after the game. Like, what were the adjustments for you like, going into that short week of practice? What was it, like one real practice day? And then just, right? Like, what's it like going from that, not scoring a touchdown offensively and then all of a sudden having this huge explosion?
Yeah, there wasn't really no adjustments. We knew what happened in the first game. There was too many penalties, too many mistakes, too many mental errors. So, like, I mean, as cheesy as it sounds, as cliche as it sounds, like we really shot ourselves in the foot, and we knew we didn't put our best foot out there. So there was no adjustments to be made. It was just everybody kind of coming together, locking in a little bit more in the playbook and just believing in each other. That was really the biggest thing, was believing that we actually could, play with those dudes. And, I think we came out and showed that.
Is there, like, obviously the number one goal is to win. Like, you want to win as a team, you want to win games, you want to put W's in the W column. But is there any like human element of you that, being the feature back in this offense, then putting up a game like you just did, like you're thinking like, man, these guys got to be looking at me for MOP, like league wide. I'm a guy that got to consider for most outstanding player.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I haven't even thought about it at all. Like, I don't even know how that. I know there's like.
It's a good answer. That's a politically correct answer. It's a good answer.
And all that stuff. So I don't know. I've never really paid attention to it. I don't really know how like all the all-star stuff, how it's selected or anything. But I mean, it would be pretty dope. Yeah, for sure.
Well, I'll just keep it real. It'll go to a quarterback. All love to you, but you will be this. You will be this team's MOP, no doubt about it. And you have been this team's best player.
100%.
Before we got filming here, we were talking a little bit off just about the fellas were asking about my body and stuff. And I've had 3 knee surgeries. I'm old now. I'm 37. I did 9 years in the league. And I got to stay on top of my routine in terms of stretching, foam rolling and stuff. I got to say, man, these past 2-3 weeks, your explosiveness, there's something twitchier about your game. It feels like, how's your body feel? And is Am I crazy for seeing that? Because like, for real, bro, the way you're hitting the edges and you've been making a living these past couple of weeks in between the hash mark and the sideline and feasting on the edges. How are you feeling and what's up with that?
Oh man, I mean, honestly, I'm hurting. So it's a long stretch that we've been on. So like you said, I've just been taking care of my body, waking up, stretching, doing yoga, making sure I'm getting treatment and stuff. But to be real, like I think that's always been a part of my game. Last year I wasn't able to show it. I even tell something like I told Cody, like, dude, this is really my first real year playing. Like if you look at last year, I really played actually in the game, 5 games. The other games, like I didn't get a carry. I was a third string back playing special teams. So, like I'm really just now getting comfortable and starting to get a feel for the game. Like as, like you said, like the feature back that's getting the reps and, being able to actually get a little more comfortable, not feeling like, man, I'm just trying to stay in the team. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the mindset that I had. Like this is my game. It's always been my game from high school to college to, arena ball. This is always how I played.
Oh, I thought you were throwing it to my bad fault. Justin, I wanted to, obviously you were cut from the team last year, then brought back on the practice squad. You have that showing in that one game in August. I forget which week it was, but was any part of you like, again, you're like, really? Like, you're cutting me. Like, did any part of you feel like the old regime, they just didn't know what you were and didn't know what you could do?
Yeah, I think so. Like to a point, but I mean, I get it, right? Like you're bringing in an arena football player, like, there's a stigma around that. Like, that's a long shot. I mean, I knew what it was when they changed my position to receiver. I wasn't tripping. I knew I could play receiver. I knew I could excel and make plays. But, I tell the guys all the time, like, I used to sit in my house after they cut me and just rewatch all my clips from camp. Like, do I suck? Like, am I really that bad? Like, are those guys really that much better than me? And, like just rewatching it, like I'm like, nah, there's no way. Like I'm looking at these clips, like the good ones, the bad ones, like I was making plays, but I mean it's a part of the business, like I can't control that. It is what it is, shoot. It was really a blessing. I got cut. I was able to go see my son be born, so it really was like a blessing in disguise. So, I can't be too mad about it.
During the game yesterday, when you're sitting at like 140 or whatever it is, and you're about 15 away from your career high, like, do you have guys from the team telling you like, hey, like no one's ran for 200 for the Elks or, double E in 26 years. Like you got a chance at that. Are they saying like, hey, this is the longest touchdown run since 1977 for this team? I think it was Georgia Jones. Like, are they in your ear telling? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely. Are they in your ear telling you that? And you're thinking about these things actively? Like, I'm going to go out and I'm going to hit these benchmarks.
No, I think one thing that I actually do love like about this team is I don't think nobody knew how many yards I had. Nobody knew how long that run was because everybody was just so focused on winning. You know what I mean? And I think that's something that I truly love is like we don't care what the stats are. We don't care how many picks somebody has, how many sacks somebody has, how many yards you're throwing for, you rush for. Like everybody just kind of focused on winning. And it's a team sport, and there's no individuals. And I think that's something that I love about this team is nobody's making it about one person. It's like, all right, like, man, you just busted a 91. Like, the game's not over. Like, we got to go again. Like, forget it. Like, let's go again. And there was literally people coming up to me like, hey, man, like, we got to go again. Like, forget that. And I love that. You know what I mean? Because that's already my mindset. So to have other people, like, continue to, like, reinstill that in the middle of a game, like, that's huge. And I think that's a winning culture. And we may not have started the season off like how we wanted, but the fact that things like that are going on in the middle of a game, like, just shows me that like we're turning a corner, and we're coming.
I would have to imagine in a game like that, like there's a certain point when you get in a flow state, like you have 4 carries over 20 yards, you're averaging 13 a carry. You obviously have the 31-yard touchdown, 90-yard touchdown. Like at what point do you feel like I'm in this mode where they just can't touch me?
Yeah, I had told Leak said something to me in the sideline. I can't remember what he said, but I was like, man, like, I'm in that mode, and everything's just slow. Like, I just felt like everything was slow. I'm trying new moves, trying stuff out. I'm not a hurdler or a jumper, but shoot, I jumped over somebody in the hole. I'm like, what am I doing?
That was huge in the fourth quarter. That was huge.
Yeah, but like you said, like when you get in that flow state, I said it before in the interview, you kind of feel unstoppable. Everything's slowing down, and shoot, you're feeling good. You just kind of keep playing how you're playing. But again, it's the ultimate team sport, and half of the runs that I was breaking, I couldn't do without like I said, receivers blocking down the field for 15, 20 yards, man. That's phenomenal.
Rank, I got to ask you, man, just from where this organization's been, and you were here last year, and you know where all the talk, all the outside noise, you could say, and just the lack of fans coming out. How good did it feel? And I want to give you this platform here because you are the face of this franchise. You are this franchise's MOP. I want to give you this platform to express to all the Double E faithful how good it felt to play in front of them in a building that was finally vibing. Yeah. Because you could feel like that place, people want to pop. People want to come back and cheer on this club. And you guys are now giving them a reason to.
Yeah. No, it felt amazing. Like every time I'm sitting in the arena, in the stadium, I'm always looking up at like the upper deck. And I'm like, man, like we gotta fill this place out. Like this one of the biggest arenas, this could match Sask and the Winnipeg. Like, we can make it hard for people to come in here and play. And that's just been like, one of the goals was like, man, let's get some people in the stands. Like, that's when the games are fun too. Like, it's all about the fans. Like, you break a run and, you can barely hear yourself think. Like, that's amazing. There's no other feeling like that. So to look up and be able to see the people up in the upper deck, man, that was, even if it was just a sliver of a section, like, I mean, that was phenomenal. That gave me chills in my body. Like, oh yeah, okay, we're getting there. So it's amazing, man. It's amazing that people are starting to come back out, really believe in, what we're doing and how we're trying to change the culture around here. So, it's a great community and, we just want to be able to give them a winning organization.
You looking ahead to these next 2 weeks, like you obviously beat Toronto the last time out, then close one with Hamilton. Saskatchewan going to be the next home game. But when you look at these next two games on the schedule, like these have to feel like pretty winnable games for you guys to just get there and get right at 500.
I mean, yeah, we believe we can win every game, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, every one of these teams is good. It's professional football. Anything can happen on any given weekend, any game day. So, I mean, as long as we just come out, do what we do, continue to believe that, we're a winning team, I think everything will go well how we want it to.
How good for you offensively? Because I always know the defensive perspective. I hated hearing punt alert when the offense goes 2 and out, because, man, I just got on the bench. Coach, let me get some water. How good offensively, though, did it feel seeing the defense play the way they did, the D-line getting after it, but then the DBs, JJ, Cordell, making plays, breaking on balls. That had to feel good watching that.
Cordell was in his bag last game.
Man, he was in his bag. When he hit that dude on the sideline, I said, man, you put your helmet right in the ball. Like, I don't even know how you did that. But no, it feels good. Like I told him, I let him know, like, y'all set the tone. Because we came out flat, like if we're being honest, OJ was making some plays, but, we had one decent drive, went 2 and out with like 2 drives in a row. Like, like you said, hearing that punt alert, like I'm looking to the defense, like, man, just keep going, like keep chipping away because like we're going to get it going, man, I promise. So it felt good to be able to know that we had a defense that could hold their own, hold teams to field goals, make them punt the ball, it's huge. They set the tone for the team that day. And, we backed them up. I think they were the spark. And, we just continue to, light it and try to match their fire.
Justin, I got a 2-part question for you. I've been wanting to ask you about this one. Your last year in the IFL, you had 38 rushing touchdowns, but you were second team like what the fuck did the guy who made first team stat line look like? And then second, like, what's it like? Do you just feel like every time I touch the ball, I'm going to score? Like tell us a little bit about that league and that season.
I'm gonna be real. That year, I felt snubbed from the first team, but
because you were first team the year before that with 28 touchdowns.
Yeah. I ended the year like that year though with 50 tuds. I had 49 total touchdowns, and like I don't think nobody, no other running back has came close to that in probably the history of the IFL. I don't know. I have to look it up, but you know what I mean. It was insane. I mean, 50 touchdowns with a championship, like. Come on now, what are we talking about? But
we were playing Madden on rookie mode is what we're doing there.
Yeah, it was crazy. But I mean, shoot, it was a fun year. Like, like my goal that year, I told one of my best friends, JT, I was like, I just want to score 3 touchdowns a game. If I score 3 a game, like, I'm happy with that. And I think I went every game scoring 3 a game except for 1. And I made up with that a couple of games where I had 6 or 7 touchdowns in a game. So, it was a good year.
Growing up in Ohio, like how much knowledge of the CFL game did you have? Because obviously the goal, as an American guy is always the NFL, but playing in the IFL there, are you thinking like, obviously, like I said, NFL is the goal, but are you thinking like, if I have a chance at the CFL, I want to do that? Or are you thinking like I'm comfortable here in the IFL, scoring 50 touchdowns a year?
Yeah, I mean, I knew, I got a whole bunch of, Najee Murray, Dustin Crum, Jamal Parker. Like, there's a couple of guys I went to college with that, went straight from college to the CFL. So I was kind of like following them, like watching the games. And I never really thought like I'll go over there and play, like I was just kind of playing indoor at that point. I was fine with it. But, when I got the call, I was like, shoot, like I do want to play back outside. And, this is the opportunity to go back outside and play. So, like, heck yeah, like let's go do it.
Justin, man, this has been awesome. We really, really appreciate your time. I know you got to get going here. Thank you so much for doing this. And we hope to talk to you again before the season's over.
Keep balling, bro.
All right. Appreciate you, man. That was Justin Rankin, starting running back for the Edmonton Elks. Great guy.
Oh,
he's
man.
So much fun, man.
Good leader.
My goodness. Yeah. He's so much fun to talk to. Real personality.
Some juicy clips coming out of that for sure.
Maybe not at the end, but
Was that just for us or is it going to be?
I think that was just on his end, but it should record fine. So it should sound all right on the podcast.
That's what I thought too.
All right. Now that we got over that one, let's get into initial thoughts on this one.
Hell of a win.
I mean, listen, you got Elks are back again. Once again, Elks are back. They're mentally, they're 7-7 in my mind. Saskatchewan game's going to be huge. But what a win. First win against the West, against a real, Ottawa and Toronto and Montreal.
First
that's all cool and well.
West.
But that's
I hate
real.
to be cheesy, but shoot.
That's a real
first dub against the West.
Let's go.
That's a real team you're playing that just held you without a touchdown. That just beat you by 3 scores.
Best
5 days later, best team in the league. 5 days later, you put up 31 on them, hold them 19, get your get back. Like that is a real team performance, and what a win for this club.
I was nervous going in. I'm not gonna lie to you. After the last game, and then adding in all the injuries, like we didn't like Jake's out, Robbie's out, Nick's out.
The defensive line played their best game of the season.
Minus everything.
4
Styles
sacks.
is out. Like you were missing your top 4 defenders on in the middle. It would have been understandable to lose that one.
You're missing, you're missing your top 4 defenders hypothetically, but honestly,
everybody stepped up.
Like Jonathan Kongbo on the line, Noah Taylor. Yeah. That guy can ball. I don't know how you don't have him playing edge rusher for the rest of the season. Like this guy, we have a video we're going to get to in a little bit of him hitting this spin move late in the 4th quarter. And it was just a thing of beauty, like picture perfect move from an edge rusher. Yeah. But it's like everyone just, and I'll be honest, the game started. I was like, I don't know about this one. Yeah. And it was the touchdown. It was called back. Like it was an incomplete pass, but it looked like they were flowing. They were making big chunk plays down the sideline. And I'm kind of thinking like, I don't know about this one. And then Edmonton out of nowhere, like just puts the foot on the gas, starts rolling.
That second quarter was huge.
Yeah.
We did get a little lucky with the 7 incompletes in a row. Yeah. Like VA didn't have a good one, right?
No, he didn't.
I mean, that takes nothing away from what we did out there. You got to win the game that's in front of you, and they won the game that was in front of them. But we got a little bit of help with an off game by VA.
Yeah, he was
but
fighting it.
A W is a W.
But I also thought like the pressure getting to him was better than we had seen at a lot of points in the season.
And then again, like I said here to rank, like the DBs, man, they were tight.
Oh my goodness.
Coverage was tight. In the past, like we've seen the progression fellas early in the season, you'd catch balls and there'd be no one in sight. Then you catch balls and there's DB, you're making a miss for 5 extra yards. Now, like these guys are Velcroing.
Yeah,
they're tight coverage.
Faster.
Yeah, they are.
Like, they were closing on balls.
Getting real PBUs.
Yeah.
Like Kobe had a great one. Cordell obviously
hitting
had a huge
instantly.
pop. Yes. Cordell had a huge pop. Justin talked about it. Helmet on the ball, knocking it out in a big, like I thought the DBs played really well. And again, like I thought the defensive line, like the way they were able to get to, VA and pressure him and make him uncomfortable.
And that's something. Missing all your big money, your
no Jake, faces, no Robbie.
And you have your best game.
Yeah.
Something. Football.
It's weird, man. And like, it's just because now you have that question, like there is some degree of a coach thinking like, do we have to go back to the big money just because of the big money?
Bro, that's why I tell people the minute you sign a contract, they're looking to replace you, go younger and cheaper. And when you have performances like this, it gives you reason to go younger and cheaper.
Yeah.
You had almost $400K in salary and Jake and Robbie Smith out. And
it might even be more than that, right?
I'm lowballing, to be honest.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's like, and I just don't like Noah Taylor has been the best defensive lineman this season for the team, and he's done it in the least amount of reps of starting caliber players. But I like Brinkman a lot. Brinkman's a game.
Yeah, he's stout.
He is.
Kenny Logan almost killed someone in that game too.
Kenny Logan,
he throws his body around, and he went from a guy who was on practice roster to start to now being like almost a guaranteed starter. And he's out there making plays every damn game.
He was starting safety, and then Royce comes back, and they put and Chalen comes back down playing the Sam there. And Kenny, who I thought had been one of the best defensive players, is for a couple weeks now been second string on that depth chart. But he was the guy I thought when he was playing with the most physicality. And he was a guy who, whenever he gets in, is always willing to go make the play. Because the reality is, like, sometimes guys can be more talented. Like, they can be better in a vacuum, but they're not willing to make plays. And Kenny is always willing to make that play.
Yeah,
like, he's always
he ain't
willing.
the biggest dude in the world either.
He's not. He's a great dude. I was like, he led the Big 12 in tackles one year playing at Kansas. No disrespect to Kansas, but like not exactly football U. He led the Big 12 in tackles one year playing at that school as a DB. Like, that is wildly impressive. Now, obviously, your front seven has to be pretty fucking bad. Like, you're getting in the second level a lot for a DB to have all those tackles, but still, like, he's still making this.
That means he's coming up every game knowing, fuck, I got to step up for these 7 guys. They're way bigger than me. They're the ones supposed to be doing this. I'm getting the one doing the uncomfortable stuff.
Yeah. But he was playing with aggression. Cordell was playing with real aggression. I thought Kobe Williams was playing with real aggression. Like, it was guys, we've kind of pointed, not individually, but as a unit that we pointed to and said, you got to step up, and they did it. I don't know the stat on this. It's probably not true because it's been 12 games of the season, but it felt like there were more PBUs in this one than there were the rest of the season combined.
And it felt like they were playing fast.
Yeah.
They played really fast in the secondary. Rick, your hot seat of the week last week, the O-line. How you boys feel about them?
I feel a little bit better.
It's funny. Brett Boyko got burnt bad on one play. And for the rest of the game, I was ready to tweet. I'm putting Brett Boy. No disrespect, Brett. I'm putting you under the bus here a little bit. I was ready to tweet one of those meme images. It's like a circle of Udonis Haslam, and it's like, what does he even do? And I was ready to caption it, Brett Boyko, most of the time. I had that loaded up for the rest of the game. Didn't have to use it. So shout out Brett. Yeah. He really stepped up because he got burned real bad on one. Like, didn't get a hand on his edge rusher, but really stepped up. Thought he played great. And like the rest of the line, man, like you can't obviously Justin deserves a lot of the credit. He's team MOP. We've talked about that, but you can't rush for 13 yards a carry, 204 yards without the offensive line doing their part.
Totally. Yeah, no, 100%, man. And I think they went out and found a new member for that offensive line, right? I think they plan on putting him on the right-hand side.
Yeah, he was
reps.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I was looking for
short yardage reps.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
He was listed. He was backing up Brett officially on the depth chart.
Yep. Yeah. He got out there for some burn.
But yeah, I mean, it was something that they knew they needed, and they took a chance at it. Brought it back out from I think with Arizona.
He had played for the Cardinals, and 3 years hurt last year. 3 years for the Cardinals.
Last year. Yeah. But they found a spot that we needed help on and filled it. But then the guys kind of stood up and took care of themselves.
They did. I mean, it's when your job is when there's pressure. Someone. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Pressure. Like you play a little better. Like what I mean. Like
I've had moments where you have a bad game, and the next day at practice, well, it wouldn't be practice. The next day it'd be like film and little walkthrough and whatnot. You see them off on the field as you're watching film, trying out 3 different dudes at your position, and it's because you had a bad game. And it's like, I'm not even kidding. It's like they'd have 3D tackles there that they're trying out. And it's like, holy man.
How they even get here this fast?
And exactly.
Yeah, we are so far north here. What time did you guys?
They just hop on flights, man.
And as a player too, like when those guys are going to come in. Hey? When they're going to be fighting to take your job.
It's a pressure cooker. A big time, actually, that's another pressure cooker is right about now. NFL cuts. Yeah. When the final cuts have happened, like this 2-week span from last week.
Especially if you're an American, week 2 of the season. There's a dime a dozen.
And then the rosters open up a little bit up here so you can take on like 5 more practice roster guys. Yeah. And it's all NFL cuts, guys. It's just competition, right? And there's no doubt about it that Boyko showed up, had a better game, knowing that Carter O'Donnell is here in the building now, looking to take his job.
Yeah, 100%. We got to talk about Justin, man. I wish I didn't want to pull up my phone during the interview because I didn't want him to think I was
Like you still pulled out those 2 touchdowns from 2 years in the IFL with no computer in front of you.
That's pretty impressive.
That was
No, that's easy to memorize. But final stat line, 204 rushing yards. Like I said, 4 rushes over 20 yards, 90-yard long, 12.8 yards per attempt. Like that's insane.
What was his most impressive play to you?
You know what's funny? It's funny you asked that because I think most people would say that 90-yarder. I thought it was his second touchdown. He was big boying like 2 defenders on that play.
Finish on that.
There's that play in the fourth quarter.
And the fourth.
And then like the broadcast brought it out. There were 5 guys in front of him. He was like right down the middle. Yes. And there's a little semicircle around him. There is no getting out of this play. And yet he breaks out of that. That to me was mind-boggling. Yeah. Like that's when you know a guy is feeling himself. Nobody can stop me.
Longest rush in the CFL since 25, but longest rush for an Edmonton player since 1977. Wow. Like that's insane. And to do it in the stage he did it at, the rematch against Calgary, biggest home crowd of the season, kind of a must win. And by the way, Dusty on the call he was talking, he was like, no run game here. Let's see if they can get anything going. He was like saying that as Justin hit the hole and then boom, just takes it for 90 yards. Like, oh my goodness. We say it, I feel like every second episode here, like we don't think of him as a speed guy, but he is fast. Like once he hits the hole, like we think of Javon as the speed guy, but once Justin hits the hole, he has a second level that he's just fast, gone.
Right? Yeah. A little bit different than track speed.
It is, man. Yep. No doubt. Well said.
100%.
Oh, you must have had a good viewpoint because you were in the press box.
Yeah.
So I was
not a big deal. Big J journal.
Nice tag. I was in the upper deck, so he was running kind of away. He would have been running towards you, and you probably did. You know he was out?
Oh,
Could you tell?
Yeah.
Sick angle. I bet you had.
Yeah.
Once that spin move was out, he was gone.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, you could tell at about 6 yards. He was just.
That was a Madden play, man. That was a R1 because he cut to the right, got ahead. There was a spin and a little circle button.
Minimum 96
go.
speed.
Yeah.
If it's Madden, like 96, 97 speed on that.
245 yards total on the ground for them. Like if you're the best defense in the league, that's one of the like you're doing extra sprints for giving up 245 yards on the ground.
This view,
especially
what Patty P's pulling up to, what Rick was talking about was sick.
Yeah.
In the fourth quarter where he jumped out. This is the one where he hurdled too, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. It's just, he's got the whole team in front of him, right? The whole defense is in front of him. And it's like, okay, well, this is about to die. Nope. It's just simple.
Got the video? Yeah, here we go. Let's take a look at this bad boy.
Patty, you're a beast. You're a beast, by
Hopefully
the way.
this is the one you're
Dude, you could make it's the wrong video. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
You could make the argument that Pat doing this as a side gig is
that wasn't the right one, but that's okay.
See, I told you.
You know what? I was just in the middle of saying I was just in the middle of saying you could make an argument that Pat doing this as a side gig he's better at it than I am at anything I do regularly. And then it was the wrong video. So
Firefest.
There's a couple here. I just
you'll get to it.
I think it's around the 8:20 mark in the fourth quarter.
9:50 actually.
Is it 9:50?
This is probably this one then.
I have that typed down too for some reason.
Yeah.
But like even aside from Justin, like I thought like Kaon obviously had the touchdown, which was huge. It was just
was a great throw.
Yeah, it was like really perfect drop in a bucket. Felt like it kind of iced the game a little bit.
He needed that though. That first half was not good by Fajardo. His numbers were not good. Right? I think he had like 66 yards or something passing. He didn't really have a massive game, but he made a play when it was necessary. And it was that one right there, that drive right there, and then that pass into the end zone. If you don't do that, who knows how this ends?
I felt like Cody had a few plays where he showed up when it was necessary. Like, I know,
but that's what you want out of a veteran quarterback, right? We didn't get that out of Ford, unfortunately.
That's exactly it.
By the way,
you didn't need Cody to go and win it.
No, you didn't. He just had to be semi-average. You know, and he had
to make the play when the play presented itself, and he did.
For all intents and purposes, he was semi-average, and he went out there and they won the game. The crowd as well. We should talk about that a little bit more. Like, my goodness,
we have to praise,
dude. I got to tell you, man, like that. You know, I've been at every home game this year. Obviously, this was the biggest crowd. Obviously, this was the most pop. But like, it wasn't just. I know I say this kindly. It wasn't just a big pop for the Elks this year. Like that was a huge pop for any crowd across the league. Like they were into it. They were loud. The environment was raucous. Like it was, I couldn't imagine being a player playing in front of that, like that crowd last game, because it was just, the environment was insane. It
Especially
felt
in comparison to what they've had for the last
that's what I'm saying.
years.
It felt like it was what an Elks game should be.
Or what they used to
You know
be.
what I mean?
It was a vibe, man. And you could like feel the desire for people to like want to cheer, to want to get on board. This Edmonton market's hungry, guys.
Yeah.
Like it's hungry for something. And you keep putting out performances like this. Part of it, why this was such a big win, we talk about probably the biggest win in 5 years. They swept Calgary 3 times last year.
Yep.
But this was different because the standings are different, new regime, fresher start, hadn't beat a team in the West. But off of the field, the LDC rematch, they had the Spirit of Edmonton brunch, which was a first. So that's a new event to try and generate some interest and some fandom. They had the tailgate this year, which was enhanced, and they really juiced up the tailgate before the game this year. And then the team really showed out in front of the 28,000+. If there's 28,000+ at any other stadium in the league, it's oozing. That's a sellout. That's standing room
there's
only.
There's still space.
Unfortunately, it's Commonwealth.
Yeah, it's just, it's a product of like, what are you going to do?
It's huge.
Yeah.
That's the reality of the building. But the fact that they had the upper deck, I don't even think it was supposed to be open, to be honest.
I don't think, dude, I remember looking up and seeing it and being like, how'd they sneak in?
Yeah, well,
they opened a little bit, and I think people started to fan out.
I sat there, and
it's a better view,
there was no security up there. Like there was no one manning the gate. I think someone just took the chain off, and people were just going. And I sat there midway through the first after I saw there was a patch. I went and sat with my family, and I loved it up there. But even just the fact that that was open, it's good for the optics. I don't think Larry Thompson's going to be too upset that there was, too much people in the lower bowl that people want to get to the upper bowl.
No, I think it's perfect.
Dude, and like the best part about that is the next game is against Saskatchewan. Like they obviously travel well. That's a huge game. Like fans are going to show up for that one.
Upper deck has to be open again.
It's going to be a zoo.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's,
especially if they take care of business in the East.
That's what I was just going to say. Now here's the, like, you got to win the next 2. Okay, let me rephrase that. You want to win the next 2 as a football team, but I wonder how the fans would respond if they did lose the next 2 or split it 1-1.
I say even if you split,
just knowing what the environment was like someone who went to that game on Saturday, they're going to be itching to go back. Like they're going to want to get back instantly. If you lose, the next 2 to Toronto and Hamilton and you get your shit caved in, there's going to be an element of, but like for the most part, most people are going to know what this game was, know how much fun it was, know what the environment was like, see the performance on the field and want to come back. And like I said, it's fucking Saskatchewan. Like they travel better than any. Well. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? So
where my confidence comes from is the character that these guys displayed to show up the way they did. I just wanted to see how they would compete. And they prove that they can compete and play a high caliber football. They proved it to me. And I know they're not going to come out flat against the Hamilton or Toronto. They'll compete with those teams. Even if they split, take 1 of 2 against these 2 Eastern teams, it's going to be a madhouse on the 27th Saturday, man.
And we'll talk more about it on ElksCentral tomorrow. I do think, or Elks 101 tomorrow, I do think they're going to win both those games. I think Toronto, I just think they're a far better team than Toronto, all due respect. And Nick Arbuckle, who I've given a lot of shit to, like he's been playing better. I got to give him respect. But Hamilton, like, I don't know, like that one's going to got to be a get back game. Hamilton has not looked great recently. Like I know they're mixing wins in, but they haven't looked like a great team. So I think they're going to be, 500 ball club.
I want to know if they got any type of charge out of the fact that they were given a little bit of bonus with a BC loss. And the Winnipeg quarterback going down. Like you were just given an opportunity now to like, the standings are a little bit, I don't want to use the word easy, but they're a little bit easier right now.
Definitely easier.
Right? Like if BC won last game, you're still like, okay, we still have that little gap there. And if Winnipeg wins, but they didn't. BC lost, Winnipeg lost, and Winnipeg lost their quarterback.
All of a sudden, third place looks real juicy.
Doesn't look,
like it really does.
Right? Because we have a BC game coming up. We have a Winnipeg game coming up.
6 games left, 4 of them against the West.
All 4 West and then 2
let
East.
Me play Chris Strevler on D all day, every day.
Yeah.
You want to see him.
Like when you walked into that building, where you get a little bit of a little juiced up knowing Winnipeg is down now.
Yeah.
I think they did.
Yeah. For sure.
Look
at that. Yeah. Like, I mean, if you beat,
like they're right there now.
They're in it, man. They are in it. Same record as BC.
Here's what I'm going to say. Looking at that schedule there, you probably got to beat Hamilton and Toronto. You probably got to. You probably got to take.
I mean, you've had to.
We probably can't be talking splits.
You've had to do that for weeks now.
Yeah, but like I'm
go out and take care of your business.
And I'm not even talking. I'm with you in terms of the overall standings. I'm a fan engagement.
Oh yeah,
you split. The fan engagement's still going to be high. People have desire for that September 27th game.
Yeah,
at 40. No, I'm tripping. 40.
No reason
30,
why not.
35?
40 boys?
What were we at? 28?
28
plus.
Okay, well
shy
then
of 29. Just shy
bring
of 29.
12,000 of your friends from over there. And there's our 40.
Is that
That's
crazy?
true. That's like triple the size of the province.
I've already
we don't have 12,000 out there.
I've already had people text me, Sask fans, text me like a foursome, text me for tickets.
Yeah.
So man. Like
there's 4 right there.
It'll be a bigger attendance than yesterday or 2 days ago. Whatever
it will be.
It will be.
You got to think. Do you guys want to get to the videos here?
Let's go.
All right, let's do it. Pat, what's the first one? First one we got.
Well, do you want to go back to that rush by Rankin that we didn't get to earlier?
Yeah.
Let's jump to that quick.
Let's do that.
And then we can go back to his TDs.
That hurdle there. But the move to get to the sideline, sick.
Man,
sick.
that is a running back who is in his bag. Like there are a lot of situations.
Yeah, I can jump to the other one here after. We'll watch it one more time.
Yeah. Oof.
Like there are a lot of situations like as a running back where, in a game like that, where it's first down, you have the lead, it's middle of the fourth quarter, you've played, there are situations where the running back kind of
crazy. Look at this.
This tells
this is perfect.
How do you get out of there?
There are situations there where a running back kind of cuts his losses and says, I'll try and get a yard, make it 2nd and 9. It's a passing situation, but whatever. But when you're in your bag, the way Justin was this game,
stops right there.
Like when you're in the bag and when you're in a flow state, the way Justin was, you're going to make plays like that happen. Obviously, you have to have the talent Justin has, which he does. But like I think that's a testament to the game mode he was in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
Complete stop.
That's great defense.
That's good defense. That's good defense.
What more do you want? That's 6 guys. I'm sorry. I thought it was 5.
That's good defense.
He stops right here and still gets to the outside.
Well, one guy's in a 4-point stance, so it's kind of 5.
Shoot.
Yeah, number 6 had to be better.
But the issue is number 6, if you, one more time here, he gets caught fighting off of a block here.
Yeah.
Look at him. So,
yeah, you're right.
Boom. So then now his momentum takes him inside.
Because he needs to be about a yard deeper there.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. That's a freak play, man. That's a freak play.
It's crazy.
That view is really, the side view is cool because it shows how fast, but this paints the picture of how freakish that play truly was.
We got to what we really got to get going is like a Justin Rankin is the Connor McDavid of the Edmonton Elks. That's Pat, text him your ON buddies and tell him to
See what we can
tell him to start mixing that in a little bit here and there. But yeah, dude's a baller. What's the next one we have here?
Okay, we'll start with just his first touchdown here.
Yeah, this was this one you don't even break down. That was when I knew he was gone. This is one you don't even really break down. You just kind of watch and admire it, and you're like, yeah, that's sick as fuck.
That was
like that's awesome.
Such a nice run. So long, fast.
I never scored a touchdown in my football career. Obviously, played defense, but I got to imagine.
Look at the blocking.
Nah, the boys stepped up.
Yeah, that blocking at the point of contact.
I got to imagine.
Solid hat on hat blocking right there.
His vision to find those holes and just break through it.
One more time from the top 2. You see, I can't tell who it is here. But it gets a solid block on their middle linebacker. It's the fullback. I don't know if that was a fullback or if that was an extra lineman that they like to do as a fullback in the back.
Dude, it actually body wise, it looks like Benjamin Victor. Can we run that back one more time?
Yeah, I got another angle too. You can try if it's not here.
But it's the fullback. Boom.
Yeah.
Right up to the middle.
Oh, I was looking at a different player.
Yeah, it's in an A gap. Yeah, we'll check it from the tight. I love the
But that's awesome. 90-yard touchdown.
Oh,
that's awesome.
That was
dude.
Huge.
Sometimes
the fans went crazy.
That one had to get him going.
Fans went crazy.
Dude, if I get a 90-yard touchdown in Madden, I have to take a cigarette break. Like I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine doing it in the game.
Justin?
Yeah.
He's not the tallest dude in like big stride, man. He opened it up there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wasn't gonna get caught.
He's a baller.
Then we can jump to his second one here.
This one I thought was more impressive, honestly. Boom. And then this is just big boysum.
Finish.
Big boysum.
Will not be denied.
Oh. Hit Gritty's on a little bit. He's in his Jay Jetta's bag. Oh my goodness. That one probably should have been blown up in the backfield.
Yeah, it should have. It should have.
Sidestep him.
It's making guys miss. That's funny that he said he was in that Zen state.
Yeah.
Like that's a real thing.
For sure.
When the game slows down, like I can say like pass rushing and stuff, when you're feeling it, you start a game in the first quarter. Oh, I got like 2 tackles on the first drive. You know it's going to be good, right? The guys just feel a little softer to
Guy
you.
in front of you, you already know the play he's coming up with, how he's going to block it.
It's a real thing.
For
like
sure.
when you're in that flow state out there, man. Balling.
Yeah, this one's crazy. You can
Just
tell.
boom.
You're not
Split.
trying that unless you're confident.
Exactly, man. Exactly. The confidence is flowing.
Yeah, we can watch this one time with the
Juke, spin,
like there's
stiff arm. He hit all the Madden buttons
just
on
making
that
him just
touchdown.
That's the triangle hurdle, man.
there ain't no X's and O's to that other than
No.
making a man miss.
All
Yeah,
right.
All he
because he
does
wanted
is
to.
ball out.
We've got the Julian Grant touchdown as
Yeah.
well.
This was huge. This was
massive, man.
this felt like it iced the game.
Big blitz.
And he picked up that blitz there too. by the
Great
way.
show, Rick. I was just gonna
yelling
say
at all my friends. I was like, watch him come across.
he makes the adjustment, comes across, and just gets enough of a chip to give Cody that extra second to get the ball out. Look at Justin here. He's gonna tap his.
He's on the right side.
Yeah, there it is.
He comes across, bang.
Just chips him just enough to give Cody that extra second.
That
and
guy
just
could have affected
corner
the throw.
route.
It's a great
Oh,
blitz
for sure.
pickup by him and the entire line.
Yeah.
Really good blitz pickup. Cover 0. Cody throws it to the corner. You can't stop that in a blitz like that.
And Keon just runs a corner route,
Just throwing it to a spot.
dropping a bucket.
Defense.
You don't do
too
that
easy.
2nd and 12. That's 3rd and 12. You're hoping your kicker can make it.
Yeah.
We've seen some bad ones out of, and it's only 2 points. That means 3 points the other way. You're down by 1. That was the biggest play of the game to me.
Huge blitz.
He actually
pickup.
the blitzer actually took a bad angle there, but Justin still got to him. Sneaky one about Keon. I was looking this up. I think he has 6 touchdowns his whole career since 2019, and he has 6 this season.
Should have 7.
Like he should have 7, and there should be an extra dub.
Going back to just one more time, Patty P. It's funny you say the angle. Remember a couple weeks ago how we were talking about how the Elks had a blitz where outside guy, I think it was Kongbo, took the inside move hard, and the blitzer took a sharp angle, and we were praising it.
Yep.
That was the exact same blitz, but sloppy.
Yeah, it was.
Sloppy.
He honestly should have made a read and gone B gap.
Then look at the defensive end. He didn't sell it upfield.
No.
It was sloppy.
Do you think he went a little bit wider there to avoid the tackle? Because the tackle wasn't engaged with anybody quite yet.
Number 54 did a terrible job.
Yeah, so the 54 should have gotten hold of him earlier, which allows you to your
bring him
line to
down.
be a lot closer.
Yeah. It was
But because he didn't touch him, he can still flare out to you, so you need to get out a little bit more.
Cody and Keon do the rest. All right, we got Noah Sack here.
Yeah.
This is just look at that spin move. Like,
That
what
was
are
so
we doing
fast.
here?
So fast. Zach Williams, I feel for him, University of Manitoba. I was number 67, the tackle. He's normally a guard. I don't know why he was playing a tackle if there was an injury.
Yeah,
And
must
I'm
have been.
not like that was a 6 spin move, but you should feast it when you got a guard out there at tackle.
Yeah, you should.
Why? What's the difference?
Just speed is the biggest one.
You're so used to as a guard working in a
Close
tight
quarters?
space.
Yep.
Yeah, man. When
Yeah.
you're on a tackle,
You're generally on an island. Yeah. It's like a one-on-one.
Way
and
more space.
tackles, you have to have more lateral movement.
You
And
break it
that's
outside as they
sometimes,
come cut wide.
Like you just have to be
Would've
quicker on your
moved, though.
feet. But I mean, Noah Taylor, like
Would've
he just
moved. That's doing what you're supposed to do.
he's been like I think the best defensive lineman. How can you say
Most
he hasn't
consistent?
been? Most consistent in the least amount of time. And this was a huge play late. Jonathan Kongbo got a sack right after this as well to really kind of ice it for the defense. But this was the one that like Calgary, this drive is kind of their last hope to put something together to try and win this game. And immediately Noah Taylor comes out there and says, no, you're not doing that on my watch. Perfect spin move. And then just, gets it. What's the next one? Do you have Cody's completion to Odile Hilaire with like 13 minutes in the first quarter? It's a nothing play, but what I really liked about it is something we had given Cody, not flack for, but just when we talked about when he would roll out, he wouldn't set his feet in the last game. I forget who it was to. Was it to Curly when he rolled out and Curly was there.
High.
Yeah. Because he didn't set his feet.
Curly made a great catch.
But this one to Odile with like it's not this play here. It was about, it came from a rollout. It was with about 13 minutes left in the first quarter, but it's a bit of a mini rollout, but he sets his feet perfectly, gets his set feet, gets his shoulder turned,
mechanics,
and then zips it in there. Yeah. Like it was a very basic pass. Like it was just right up the middle.
But it's the little things that, those little things, Deck, create success.
Yeah.
You know, you have to do the little things consistently right. And you say it may not be that big, but that completion is that big.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes by doing the little things.
Yeah. And it's like, and those little, and then, you're going to have a situation, presumably in a game, where you're going to run some type of a play with a roll. That was it. That was it right there. Just the little mini rollout, but the way he gets his feet set and the way he squares his shoulders, gets the ball out.
Back foot.
Yeah. Yeah. Just great mechanics. I'll let you guys take a look at it here.
Flips the hips around because he easily could have thrown that as he was drifting still to his left, but he stops, flips the hips.
There it is.
You're right, man.
Yep.
And that is a good completion because of that.
Oh, sorry. It was with 10 minutes left in the first.
That's a veteran quarterback making good on a mistake from the previous game.
And it's something like, I'm not going to, kill Cody or anything, but we saw that a little bit in the Saskatchewan game on the run when he could have been setting his feet. We obviously saw it last time out. We had seen it a little bit.
Game with 8 sacks.
Yeah.
Yeah. That wasn't all on the O-line,
No. Yeah. Yeah. Like he's
responsible for a couple.
There were some nerves there. Happy feeding it a little bit, but I just wanted to highlight that one because I thought it was great. Great growth at the position for Cody there. Is that all we have for videos?
Yeah. Unless there's something else you guys want, I can bring it in, but
you guys, any other plays that stood out to you guys that you want to take?
I want to say something for Steele reels.
Yeah, that's absolutely. You want to get to that now or do you want to go tomorrow on that one?
Tomorrow.
Perfect. Okay. Absolutely. I guess in that case, do you guys want to finish up with players of the game? I mean, pretty short segment today. Like it's not,
for sure.
Offensively, I think it's unanimous.
Curly Gittens Jr.
All in favor. Hey.
Yeah. Defensively, this one might be the same too. There are guys you could have pointed to, and that defensive line, all the sacks they had was phenomenal. I'm looking at it here. Yeah, but I'm going with Cordell because I thought he was making plays in the secondary. Short tackling. There were some plays like Edmonton would have momentum defensively, and Calgary, they'd get that first down, credit to them. But Cordell would be, right there to kind of stunt the play, right there to make the tackle. He obviously had that big shout out Shaylin as well, getting that interception at the end of the game. Only the second interception for the defensive back.
Yeah,
this
season. The third pick of the
third overall. And it was like
Jake Ford and now we have a 3.
Yeah, and it was like, I mean,
you had to write that one down.
Vernon threw up that one was probably getting picked.
No, wasn't that PJ?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Because they benched.
You're right.
Interestingly,
yeah. So that's even like that play plus PJ Walker. Like the live betting odds on that one getting picked were about minus 45,000, but still good to see. But yeah, defensively, I just love the way Cordell played, getting his helmet on the ball there on that one. The way he was aggressive in the tackling game. He's a guy who also we talked about it earlier with Kenny Logan, but Cordell plays with that same kind of edge and pop where he likes to make plays. And not quite to the same extent as Kenny. Like I really give Kenny a lot of credit for the way he plays, but Cordell has some of that same fire and intensity to his game.
So we gave offensive MVP, defensive MVP. I'll give my game MVP to the fans.
Yes.
Keep showing up, fans. Keep showing up. This team needs it. It's so much better from a player to everybody. So much better playing in front of a live lit crowd.
Yep.
Keep showing up and this team will keep proving you right, man.
100%.
Doing you right.
It was about, dude, I asked Coach Killam after the game, like, what does the crowd mean to you? And he said, like, oh, you could feel it. Like it meant everything.
I'm telling
like
you can feel it.
Like the crowd, I think he says, I'm going to transcribe it and put it in an article for ElksNation later this week. But I think he said something to the degree of like, they helped us win that game. And 100%
it's an energy, man.
Yes, 100%
and when good or bad, it's a momentum and an energy that is so thick you can honestly feel it as a player.
100%.
You truly can. So to bring those positive vibes, come on, Edmonton, keep it up.
100%. One other thing I wanted to talk about, and maybe ask you about, the scuffle at the end of the game. That's pretty Battle of Alberta. Were you ever in any of those at the end of the
scuffles?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But like end of game scuffles where it's like benches clearing.
Nose tackle, bro. I had gritty
and everything.
Gritty out there.
Was there like, was there one at the end of the game where the benches were clearing that you can remember?
In Sask. We're not a Battle of Alberta, but when I was playing Sask in 2018, 17 and 18, we had some big rivalries with Sask against Calgary.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we were walking off the field as with the Riders, and we beat Calgary in Calgary, and we had to cross paths, right? To walk off of McMahon. They're going straight down to their locker room, and we had to go across them. And and they had a bunch of guys who weren't dressed, and they were all boozing and stuff. So, it got pretty rowdy. Yeah, man. It got pretty rowdy one game for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah, real rowdy.
It's like, those are like, as a fan, like that gives you a little extra, like, this shit's awesome.
Oh, for sure.
I mean?
That was awesome, man. Like Tez comes right through there. I don't know what was said, but Ivy said no right the fuck away and cleared out everybody. And that really brought everything in.
I was already down on the field by that point, walking over to like the press area to talk to coach. But I would have loved to have the sky view of that from the press box. Like I couldn't really see what was happening because I was in the which way does the stadium face? East, west? North south. I was in the south end zone. I was in the I'm not a maps guy either. I was in the south.
It doesn't face any which way. It depends on which way you're facing. Well, it depends, man. That's a tough question to ask. Yeah.
All right,
good show, boys. Good
Pat,
show.
do you have anything to add?
No, man, you guys killed it. Like I said, this was probably the first time, or at least the most, watching online like clips and stuff. I was like so much FOMO for not being there.
Yeah.
So I hope I'm not the only one that gets that. And like you said, to just fill it out next game, because they put up an effort to deserve the backing of the city. So
hell yeah. And
100%.
Tell you what, it's a lot more fun. It's easier doing this.
Way more fun.
Wins, eh?
Way more fun. Like doing a player interview after they lose. How you feeling? Good.
And there's only so much lipstick you can put on a pig, right?
Yeah, 100%.
This is awesome.
Yeah, no, that was fun. I can't wait for Saturday. Saturday, 1 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Saturday, 1 o'clock. Yeah.
Perfect.
Big.
Yep. Okay, back with Elks 101 tomorrow.
Yep.
Fuck. Good. Was a good one. Okay. Thank you for listening. Appreciate it. And we'll talk to you tomorrow.